Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jalal Khan, and I'm the founder of ClientFlow and Systemic.io, in which we help agencies, consultants, and coaches hit that 7 figures and scale faster with systems and infrastructures. So before I actually show you exactly how you can start your AI automation agency, or you can convert your existing agency into an AI automation agency, it's really important that you understand how your current operations are working, because if you don't understand that, then you can't actually know exactly what areas to automate, what areas to install the AI systems in, and how you can operate based on that. So just a quick overview of how your agency model is actually working right now. So what you're doing is that you're more focused on acquiring the client, if that's for your coaching or consulting business or an agency, right? So you're constantly acquiring client and you're not finding a right way to actually deliver results and you can retain the client, because the actual business and retention of the client. So like, think about why the big brands like McDonald's, or the KFC, and all these brands, or the Google or the Facebook, why are they more focused on retention? Why they calculate the lifetime value of a customer? Because they are not focused on acquiring as much as they're focused on retaining the existing ones, right? So if you have the parameters to actually have the lifetime value of a person, if you know that if I acquired this person, so the budget I'm spending on acquiring this person he has to or she has to give me like 10x or 20x of the amount that I'm spending on them. So if you have that framework already built in with you, then that's where the actual business growth start happening. And so your client acquisition looks like this: like you have sitters, you're sending bulk emails, you're also doing cold calls and DMs, and you have closers, and all these people are working, and it's like more human, right? It's like all humans. And wherever there are a lot of humans, there are a lot of variable factors which require constant management. We have mentioned it here. So what's happening is that you are managing them constantly. You are sending emails, you're writing the scripts, and everything you're doing it on your own. So it's the least leverage method, because you are putting in a lot of hours of your day. So if you call it business, this is not actually business, and this traditional approach is not scalable. By that I mean that the amount of time that you're investing, you're not getting the output that should be equal to it, right? And that's why you are stuck in this position. As I told, the constant management of people and all the problems that are coming in, and then you're stuck with the client work, because the same model that you're doing for yourself, when you replicate it for your client, then it's like a double-edged sword. Like, you can't actually scale it, right? So scalability isn't there, and the margins is also not there, right? Because you are paying the setters, the closers, the softwares, all these people who are working for you, right? So they take 70 to 80% of the margins, and that's a realistic approach, which is like a really tough business. So if you're working only for 20% of the margin and utilizing 80% of your time, then I think that's not a good model to have, right, in any business, because it's not a job, right? So in job, you have at least predictability. In here, you don't have any predictability, and still you are putting in a lot of your hours, right? So this is the approach that's currently going on with agencies, consultants, and coaches basis, right? And what's happening is that they're not realizing it, because they have like existential crisis, and they're in consistent cycle of getting clients and then delivering the value, and then are focused on exactly what's the problem. And the problem is actually their delivery, the hours they're investing. And they're not just investing the time that I've specified, they're investing 24/7, right? So if, for example, they have a client which is really like, if the working is going on, they have to think about the client, they have to deliver the results, they have to plan and everything, and it's in their head 24/7. When they go to bed, they have to worry about the clients and all these problems. You actually can't scale it over 10 to 20k, right? And that's the actual problem that you have at the long run. And it's not business, actually, like services, right? So in the services, you are using people, and any service that's based on people, that's actually not that scalable the way that we want it to be, right? So you have high churn rate because you're not focused on the product, right? And then constant client acquisition. So you don't focus on retention, and then again you have to get the new client again and again, and the pain and the money that you're spending on that's actually costing your business. And that's the cycle that actually goes on in your business, right? So continuously use these people, and then getting client, and then again coming back to the same position, and you are stuck here, right? And we call it the mercenary flywheel, right? So you are not thinking about it. And so what you should be doing now, so as I talk about the AI automation agency, what we do is that previously we worked with the same model, but we did it like an infrastructure building, and now we are shifting to AI, right? And this is a revolution. So if you attach yourself to this trend in this phase, which is like the beginning phase, then I certainly believe that making a 6 or 7 figures will be an easiest thing for you to, because this is something that's going to go high, right? and billions and trillions are invested by the big companies and techs in this sector. So you have to take your chunk out of it, right? So what's actually happening in Contrarian AI agency infrastructure that we will be talking about, we are utilizing leverage, right? And leverage is actually the key pillars in building a business, right? You don't have to sell your time for the money that you're getting. You have to have a system built in and a business which actually work independently and not dependent on you. So you are not a bottleneck of your business. So in the normal model that I showed you, you are selling a lot of your time, and the input that you're giving, that's not comparable to the outcome, right? So leverage is actually the key to building that sustainable business, right? What's happening over here is that we are using maximum leverage, right? We are using AI aids, and then we are using AI setting in closers. So, and then we are using AI appointment setting in closing systems, and also the cold call system. And then you might be thinking, how can we run AI aids, right? And so there is a whole infrastructure that we can do, right? So you have to do some research, like the things that you think are much advanced, right? Everything is like going so fast. And so we have like AI aids systems that we already have developed. You have to acquire that, right? We have like a whole templates that if you want, then you can definitely maybe send me an email or a comment for that, and then I will send you every infrastructure or template that you need, right? And then you have the AI appointment setters, right, that we train, and then we use them. And then the cold calls now, different softwares coming in which do cold calls for you, right? And then we have systems, a complete infrastructure that we already built, that we integrate all these elements together and we use it for the client, right? So it's actually built one time, and then you can use it for lifetime, right? It's like you can replicate it for each client. So the client acquisition is done automatically. You have the minimum time input in the client acquisition of your own agency or service business, right? This is the coolest thing about it, right? So you're investing just 1 hour of your day, and you're getting 100x more output than a traditional agency or service business, right? And how it's happening is just all done through AI and advanced prompting that you actually give it, and you build that system one time, right? And again, the best thing is that you have 80% margin because you don't rely on people, and there are less variables, right? So that all the inputs are actually fixed, right? So any programming that you have done, by program I mean that any rules that you have set for your system, right? Anyone can do it, right? So they are fixed, right? And then you can utilize the same throughout, right? So you have minimum human interference in here, and when there is minimum human interference means that there are less variables and everything will happen faster, right? And it's happening 24/7. So you get 80% of the margins, right? Because the cost of the AI is unimaginably low, right, compared to the humans and that you pay on payroll, right? And then there is no management, right? That's like the key thing. So if there is no management, it means that business is not reliant on you, right? And you are not the bottleneck, right? And there's unlimited scalability, meaning that you can scale the systems to unlimited potential, right? Because you don't worry about the client acquisition because that's already handled by AI, and then you don't worry about your own product because you're selling the same product to your clients, right? So you replicate the same system because it's already working for you, so why not use it for your own clients, right? So this is a system that you'll be using. And then again, the marginal cost of replication means that if you build a system one time, then replicating it for another client, how much does it cost? This is the marginal cost of replication, and this is lowest in here because one time you build a system, then you can easily replicate it multiple times for other clients, right? So for example, if you charge a client $10K, right, and then you build a system one time and then you charge another client $10K, then you can use the same system for them, right? And you charge the same money, but you don't spend the same money on the systems, right? So it's like exponential growth that is happening in here, right? You have to keep that in mind. And then again, there is minimum churn rate because the systems are already, as I told, fixed. It's working. It's infrastructure that you install. You're detached from the outcome. This is the golden way in here, right? And results predictability, which is like the key thing. In the traditional model, you can't guarantee results. So anyone who guarantee results, we all know that that's not true, right? It's just at the end of the day, they just don't deliver exactly the way that they only do is like a selling point, right? So predictability in here. Now in here with these systems, you can actually guarantee results, right? Because these are algorithms, they're not human. An algorithm, if you give the right input, they actually give you the desired output, right? So it's all about the input that you give, and then the actual growth is actually happening in here. So with this system, you build AI infrastructures, means that you build all the appointment setting, the closing, and all these systems together, and then you use it for your client and for yourself too, right? So you build system one time and then you can replicate it multiple times throughout your business journey, right? So that's the concept, and I hope that you get some idea. If you want to learn more about it, we have a lot of systems that we have already built, and we are building a new platform which we call like Systemic.io, in which we will upload all these systems, so you can download it, get it for free. We will have a link in the description soon. So yeah, for other questions, you can definitely do comments and reach out to me personally by email, and we can provide those systems to you. And if you want to scale your business to 7 figures with our infrastructures, definitely you can reach me out. Thank you so much for watching the video. Take care. Bye.